I stood on the handle of a skipping rope and blew my knee to bits. Took 3 surgeries and around 3 years to recover before I was cleared back to work. Took a chunk of bone off from underneath my kneecap. That is horrific.
Wow, that is a blowout of epic proportions.
Dislocated my ankle while walking. 6 weeks off work, otherwise sweet as.
Broke my ribs delivering a hot chocolate on a ski field once, not entirely sure how. And another one here. As a 10-year-old, I pinched a nerve in my neck getting a magazine off a rack at the shops.
Jeez.
As a 10-year-old.
You got no hope in old age. Walking out of a tent, tripped over and Supermaned over the grass, broke my fall with my face on asphalt, surgery and 2 nights in hospital. I was 45 and my roomies were at least 80. A symphony of noises that emit from old ladies' bodies when they sleep is bloody frightening.
I bent down to put my knickers on and my back cracked. I damaged my sciatic nerve. I couldn't walk or sit. Imagine having to phone that into work to explain. Another one here from Rossi Collins. January 6th was the day. Slipped on a fishing trip, landed on me back, went to hospital. 14 hours later, x-rays come back. Ended up fracturing my spine. But that's not the funny part. Was obviously kept in overnight, and whilst waiting for the spinal consultant to come in the next day, I've been on every painkiller possible, morphine, diazepam, codeine, babazabam, bagabang, dangadabang. And suddenly, I started to turtle. I hobbled to the toilet, ended up passing out trying to take a crap, fell on the disabled bar, and now I'm being treated for a fractured spine, broken ribs, and bruised lungs.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Oh, Rossi did have a before going out for a fish.
Laughable injuries. I'm going to start with an absolute ripper. I got called to an emergency. Couple experimenting a little role play. Wife was handcuffed to the bed. Playing the damsel in distress. To the rescue comes Superman, kitted out, leggings, capes, or the cape, the works. He climbed up onto the cupboard, and as he was about to jump, the cupboard gave way. He fell through the cupboard. He breaks both legs and his shoulder blade, making him immobile and unable to unhandcuff his naked wife from the bed. Then the fire department gets called. They have to break into the house, finding this couple in a very embarrassing situation.
Just a tip for young players. You can get handcuffs, which you can actually loosen off yourself. Just FYI.
All right, 50 Shades of Jay.
The missus had some friends coming around, so I did the decent thing and ran to clear the mound of empty tins from the bar in the back garden. Tripped on a blown down fence whilst carrying the bin out, headbutted the back of my pickup truck, which promptly fractured 2 vertebrae in my neck.
What?
Right arm went immediately numb, ruining my darts game for at least 6 months. Other than that, sweet as.
I got shot in the tongue with a high-powered BB gun. Had to squeeze the BB pellet out of my tongue.
That must be self-inflicted.
I bent forward to wipe my bum and went too far. Fell off the toilet, hit my head on the tub and gave myself a concussion.
23 years old at the time, got out of bed one morning, went to sit at my desk to fire up the old PS4, and my lung collapsed.
What?
Managed to crawl upstairs to tell my mum, I think I'm having a heart attack with my last breath. 2.5 weeks in hospital, x-rays, MRIs, and to top it off, had a needle the length of my forearm put in between my shoulder and collarbone to remove the oxygen from between my lung and rib cage. Safe to say, I take it a little easier sitting down these days.
Not actually me, but my old man. He was trimming someone's walnut tree years ago, and his arm gave way, and he come down and sliced his thigh open with a chainsaw. Hobbled on home, put a fucking couple of butterfly stitches on it, and then hobbled back and carried on trimming the tree. Never went to the hospital.
Butterfly stitches for a chainsaw to the thigh.
It must be pretty
mate.
now.
Tim, mate, when have you gone? Yeah, no, I'll just get on with it, eh?
I was feeding out on a dairy farm some hay off the back of the trailer. You know how you leave the tractor going with no person on it, and it started to head towards the fence, and so I jumped off, and it run over me. But so it went through the fence, so I just jumped back on it and carried on. Leg was fucking a bit buggered, but you know how it is. Just carry on, milked the cows that night and carried on.
Oh my God.
Are you saying a tractor ran over you?
I was only at the back wheel. It didn't hurt that much.
That's the big one. Ben, mate, when have you gone, yeah, no, I'll just get on with it, eh?
When I was living in Christchurch a few years ago, I was up mountain biking in the Port Hills. Had a pretty decent crash, landed on my head. Like, oh shit, okay. So I got up, rode out, drove myself home, got my flatmate to drive me into A&E, and turns out I broke my neck.
I'm done. You get a prize too.
Have a go at this one. G'day, lads. Vaporised my fingertip with a flap disc on a grinder at work. Bone was visible and all. Cleaned her up, stuck a bandage on it, and cracked back into it. Was pretty shit scared it wouldn't grow back for a while, but she's mint now, you little beauty.
She's mint now.
After vaporising it with a flap disc.